Chaos Reign.
Chaos Reign presents the new classism in the 21st century. Bag? What bag? Broadcast July 28, 2019. Enjoy.
The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at TalkRealSolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of TalkRealSolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not TalkRealSolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
In a world where there's crime, corruption, violence, rape, murder, and theft, and all form of atrocities that plague the world we live in today, what you're witnessing, we're living in a state of chaos. And it'll take a greater or much extremer chaos to restore the order in which the world you live in today. Good evening, black people. This is Chaos here again, guys. And tonight, I came up and created something that you'll find to your liking. And I created this thing months ago, wrote it down specifically. And I feel today is the right time to, embark on this information that I made. Before we start and begin, let me do this. Before we begin, go to TalkRealSolutions.com. There you see the 3-point plan for black empowerment, black achievement. And under the 3-point plan, you'll see a list of black established-owned banks located here in the United States of America. There's still a total of 30 banks. I'm hoping that if people could double-check this, still located here in the United States. So if you already have a bank account from your local banks, from Citibank, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or any of these known banks, you could start open an account today at your local black-owned banks, and start putting your funds into those institutions. Also, on the 3-point plan and the black-owned banks on the website on Talk World Solutions. You'll notice that there is latest articles of today's events, current events, news. All that's on the website. Also, there is a donation on the website. You could donate as little as $2 to maybe $5 to the show to contribute to keep the show, nice and going. Also, you can find this show on YouTube as well. I'll Talk Real Solution on YouTube. It's main links. I hope somebody that's on the YouTube right now, and let me double check, see if I'm up. Let me refresh my page. Okay. Yeah. If there's a moderator, let me make sure I don't have no feedback. I will have feedback. Okay. Somebody just put there in the chat room if they can. 25th. Wait, who wrote this here? Is this a rerun from the 25th? No. People. Oh my goodness. Why black people act so dumb? Anyway, moving on. I will say this. That not only all these shows are aired and broadcast on free conference call, which you could download the episode if you type up free conference call of this show. You don't have to worry about that. You can go to YouTube and download the show itself. There's many outlets. If you feel the show was insightful, important, keep it into your little archives. I say, yeah, that'll be good for your archives for just a playback for your liking or any other reasons you would like of all these episodes. But I advise people to go back to a lot of these streams. There are some good ones. I think the news that T.R.S. does every Thursday consistently now is very informative because it talks about current events. I missed a couple of shows, I ain't going to lie, because I'd be so occupied. But I always advocate people that is not subscribed to Talk World Solutions or donating, they should always pay attention to the current news events because there's certain things that's not being talked about for the media through the lens and eyes of our people. And you know how we get down when we deal with current events. We try to keep it real and give our insight every Thursday here on Talk Real Solutions. So I advise check it out. I think that's pretty much it. And like always, please donate. Now, before I go into my little topic I created, I want to deal with these so-called current events now. In regards to the foolishness I'm seeing from not only on social media but YouTube and potentially on television, I find it very ironic that a lot of people are getting into the business of celebrities, particularly the ones that are in Hollywood or all these outlets, and concerned about what their relationship's doing instead of focusing on what we should be doing as creative people, especially if someone's not in a relationship ourselves. And the reason why I'm saying this now, I don't care how people take this, is because, to be honest with you, it's really not our goddamn business. And the reason why I say it's not business because it doesn't move the race. It doesn't push us forward. To know what one man does in a relationship with his wife is irrelevant at this stage of the game. And think about this. We all know we got that friend out there. And y'all know y'all ladies got that girlfriend out there that either is moving around and sleeping fucking behind her husband's back. Same thing you do. Some brothers up there fucking sleep behind their wife's back. This is not something new. I'm not sure why people get all shocked and surprised. And to be even more surprising is that after all this in life, I hear rumors say that, and y'all know who I'm talking about, Miss Nicole Murphy and Miss Lionel Richie. that this is her friend, and her friend betrayed by sleeping with her husband. Now, you ladies know you got one of those, your female friends that's very loose with her pussy. And tonight, we're going to get raw tonight. I'm just going to lay it out. I know a friend that's a female that knows a female friend that's constantly open her legs and bust wide open for regular dudes. On the regular. Do you hear me? And she falls in love very quickly. So I never asked her, and I'm probably going to question her this. Maybe fuck it. I did question this. Now I'm going to talk about this. And I always ask, how do you have friends like that? And especially if you're not in a relationship. Imagine if you're in a relationship and you know your friend likes to sleep around with other people, other men. You think you want to keep your friend around your man? Are you serious? It makes me wonder if they just care or don't care. But the point is this. With Miss Lionel and Mr. Farouk, they have an open relationship. And the reason why I say that, and because she hasn't come out and really said anything because of these pictures and stuff, is because she knows her husband's fucking behind her. Because he already has kids going into the relationship and during the marriage. But you didn't divorce him dead or sign the papers. So it makes me wonder, why would a woman know that a man that he knows that's coming in it and he know he's messing around, tied a knot? Simple. This is my answer. She is securing the so-called bag. Now, mind you, under the title of tonight's show is called The New Classicism. Bag? What bag? I mean, hearing throughout all media and shit, somebody say you must get the goddamn bag. I hear people that are athletes that got money say all they want to do is get the bag. I hear dudes that don't make no fucking money on the streets, and then you hear somebody say that a chick's gonna get it for their bag. The bag. What fucking bag? Fucking black people got? I always ask this fucking question. Before I heard about something about a fucking bag, I never know say what bag you talking about. I'll wait. In this society, the only people that really got something tangible is the one that run this society, which is non-black people. So when I hear black people, men and women, talking about this bag nonsense, or some dudes talking about, say, because I married my wife and then we divorced, now I want to take back that bag. Nigga, you got no fucking bag to take back. All you do is, if your wife's been around long enough and that's what she wants, you write that little simple-ass check if you got it. And keep moving. Say, here, take this fucking check and go at your business. Go. Michael Jordan did it. And he's doing fine. And yes, I've been listening to a lot of these streams. They talk about this thing about people that have money or broke. I look at it as a collective. We don't have no fucking money as a community. Besides here in America, outside America, it might be a little different, but as a whole, we don't got it like that. As a collective, as race people. If we really keeping it real, if we keeping it really fucking 100, we won't have this problem right now in today's society. We'd be good right now. Matter of fact, all the problems we face with the racism and all this economic nonsense in this country that plagues black America, we're a sponge. Gone already. But then again, we talk about, say that when a few dudes there make a little six figures and that they doing something. No, you don't got no bag, dude. Let's keep it real. The pennies that black men got or black women get is pennies. Are like the mass wealth that the real people got in this country. If you look at the average percentage of black people that even make so-called certain amount figures, is not even, and probably because me correct, not even close to over 5%. Hell, not even close to 10%. And you're not getting no 10% from the black population or 80 of people here in America. You're not going to see that. Most of the ones that so-called, quote-unquote, that's on that top 2%, 1%, or billionaires is a very fraction of black people, ADOS people, a fraction. Unlike all the regular billionaires and some super heavy multimillionaires that are non-black in this country. So I always have to ask this tangible question. What fucking bag black people got, especially men or women? If we keep using this loosely term, get the bag, secure the bag. I mean, I've listened to some streams, and I'm going to call out some stream names because they don't do promotion up here. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, let's say we have a lot of people that is black people that's not ADOS here in this country. And they're taking the little jobs that people that fought, sweat, and blood that build this motherfucking country are not getting shit for. It tells you how this whole side views ADOS people, black people in America. They look at black people in this country as garbage. Some they could sit there, put in a bag, not like I said the bag yet, and throw straight in the garbage once they're done with certain things. And to know, say, you know, we're at a point now because this empire is crumbling, and only a matter of time before it really does officially collapse. And it won't be maybe this year, but in the 2020 era, it will be around that time when we'll see a major collapse. They already predict this decades ago. Even the illusion of credit, as we see today, is the only thing that's hiding the real, true back of the economics of this country. The illusion of credit. Once it's revealed that really we don't got shit, that's when you're going to see a major collapse. And black people are going to be like, just like the Europeans back in the old days, they're going to be start turning and have to scrap for everything and deal with other race people, especially the Europeans, that you know how the peasants and how they act once they don't get certain things. They act and conduct themselves like cannibals. They start being violent and eat everything that they see. And some of our people have been around these people for such a long time, for decades, pick on their sick behavior. And might eventually be cannibals just like the Europeans. So when I hear these terminologies, and these are terminologies used to inciting women and make boys, not men, boys, get in their feelings about the bag, I go back and ask the 10th question. What fucking bag you talking about? You might have a small business, but only if it sustains and if it survives the first 3 years. And that's not even a bag. If you got a nice high-paying job, that's not insecure, because anytime anything like, let's say, the automation or they just tired and want to get rid of it, they could. So I always go back to, again, this question, what is the fucking bag? Because we have to really think here critically as people. I know some people complain and say that, you know, you see some men complain that they don't want to give their resource to the women, whatever reason, because they don't want to lose their bag or they don't want to pay up. The only reason why are people thinking like this because they've been miseducated for centuries. No, matter of fact, decades. And because we miseducate, because we go into their institutions. The institutions of the United States does not prepare people to take control of their lives. They train you to be a consumer. End of fucking story. End of story. If they're really serious to really rebuilding America and improving the lives of people, they would teach the people what is necessary without a bunch of them have to go through hoops and put themselves in debt to get what is needed. All other countries invest in actual education, what they need, the basics, like how to read, do math at a normal to high level. Here, everything's backwards. Sometimes you don't find the right connect or pay the money for your children to get what they need. They're not going to learn shit. And you have to be connected and make sure if you have your own schools, you'll be probably get your information better, and your children will be at levels. This Common Core and all this stupid shit, that's just another reinstitution and restructuring of the program that's already done by regular public education. The only thing now is making prepare people to be moving functionally more like robots, like drones, if they're not moving, operating like drones already. Because all of it is preparing you for the digital age to be more computer savvy, control things with AI, maybe build the AI, control the coding, all this stuff. You're still a robot. As long as you operate in that machine mentality, you're not going to be free mentally of the stranglehold they put you, lock you in mentally for your head. So in regards to saying about securing some stupid bag, that's nonsense. I sometimes hear it and I get tired of it because I have to really sit back and think about what bag really what we got. If I really want to ask the real tangible question. We don't. Let me go now. And right now, I'm not taking the calls right now. So if anybody press the hand, put your hand back down, please. I want to get through this. So, like I said with the celebrity thing, black people, you got more important things than waste your time about what another man's screwing behind his relationship, which his wife, last time I checked, is comfortable with what he's doing. Anytime if there's any miscomfort in any relationship or marriage, you know what women do in this country. They have the power right now where it said they don't have to do much to divorce your ass. And depending if you got your errands straight and you got your priorities straight, they'll take more than 80% of your wealth. Because in this country, a lot of our people are miseducated about law or how to construct their own proposal. As says, sit there and let the state go up there, say I do, and sign some fucking paper, and then that's all you do. No, that's a slave mentality. You're still signing for your so-called freedom. You're not really understanding that you as a man, if you're going to get married to any chick, no matter if she look pretty as a flower or sweet like candy that you want us to eat up. All I know is this: if you have some tangible, some money or whatever, some type of assets, and you don't want that shit to get that, you better know how to write a proper contract and present to that chick. And I'm trying to be nice, because I don't want to use the word the bitch, as you know. And I'll tell you one thing. Once you propose that paper to her, if she gave you that eye and then gave you that, and say, how could you? And I said, you take that, you snatch that paper from that chick, and you say, you chuck up the deuces. Next chick, and make sure you have your chick line up from your cell phone, dudes. If we're going to play it like that. Same thing with you, ladies. If you feel this dude is not up to par, that you can't feel that you can't build shit with him, or he might not be reliable in regards to sustain a family or your future children, then by all means, you walk out of his ass. And don't look back. I don't care if the man slings some dick in you hard that you make you mesmerized. You wake up, you recover, you get your ass out of the bed, you put on your pants, and you get the fuck out of the house or apartment. Or you kick that dude out. Most dudes, sometimes they go to the chick's house and bang most of the time if they don't got no place for themselves. Yeah. So, like I said, I might end with this thing with this celebrity nonsense. We got better things to do. We got a lot better things to do. That's just pointless, waste of time. What else I'm about to say? Oh, for those that are content creators, this Google Hangout is going to be gone by Thursday. And a lot of y'all that sit there depend on those nice little live streams and say just go on your computer and say go live, you better find some other outlets, especially you faceless troll Negroes or Caucasoids that sit there have a little avatar or don't have a picture and you go live and that's all you have. Nah, buddy, you're going to have to start doing videos live where you got to show your face down the line. Or use some other technology like an OBS or something and stream if you're going to do live stream. And you better have some good internet. I'm telling you right now, this OBS ain't no joke. I use it, and my internet is subpar. You don't got no good internet speed or optical fiber optics in your household, and you go live with that bad boy, you're going to have delays. You're going to hear yourself on the other end on the device from what you're talking from your regular device, and it's going to be a slight delay because if it's not running on a yellow to green, where it's streaming at proper speed, your voice from one end to the other is going to be slow. So when people go and sit there and listen to you, they're going to see that slight delay. I'm learning firsthand on this. And I tell you, it's going to be challenging. I've done it already, and it's not that easy. So the most people that sit doing content and that's all you do, and that's all you do, you're going to have to find a hobby. This junk is done. And I'm telling you right now, if I see any of you no good bastards go live and you have a black screen, I will unsubscribe to your channel. Real talk. That's tacky. That is goddamn tacky. If you don't want to show your face, find some other outlets. Use OBS or some other streaming thing to broadcast live, if that's all you do. And, you know, I entertain the live streams to a degree, but I try to do some other things. I don't know about y'all, but doing these little live streams, these little short 10-minute shit, ain't going to cut it. So if all you do is long live streams that goes past 2 hours, then the average human can sit there and pay attention, unless you're not talking about nonsense and fuckery, like, you know, male and female relationships or what black women do or black men do. And if you're not talking about that for hours, people are not going to sit there and listen to your shit. That's what people meditate and focus on. Other than that, if you talk about some intellect shit like about how to better get your money up, how to look good, how money works, anything educational, they will not watch your man. They will sit there, look at the title, look at it for a second. If they see the screen of you teach them, they will go off, start watching, and hell, they might unfriend you if you play your cards right. They will look at it and say, what's that shit? What's that nigga shit? I don't want to know about that shit. Man, I'm going to watch some nigga shit. Let me unfriend this shit. Because that's how people operate. They operate on a low vibratory level. Low-level thinking. And low-level thinking will not cut it in the 21st century. It will get you fucked. It will mess you up. It will get your ass caught up to the point where at times you're going to be begging you learn something before you did that dumb shit. So let me do this. All right. So I think I said my little rant, unless I missed something. Matter of fact, let me go to Talk World Solutions. Okay, thank you, Tara. I haven't noticed that. I noticed the date was on. Okay. So let's start with my subject. I'm going to break it down, and after that, I will open the lines. Matter of fact, before I open the lines, let me open one line right now to if anybody's still there. And this better be good. Who's this?
Hey, happy Sunday.
How you doing? Who's that, Greg?
Yeah.
What's up, Greg? What's on your mind?
Hey, well, you're talking about money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with chasing dollars, man. I mean, that's how you make change. You need money to exact change in this society, for good or bad. So, I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Also, making money sort of motivates you, too, you know, in a negative or positive way. Not everyone chasing money is a bad person. Some people, it's just, you know, having a little bit of money kind of alleviates the stress in your life a little bit, not having to deal with that stress to a degree, having a little bit of money in the bank. where you don't have to worry about, getting fired or having someone, fucking with you as black men. You have a little bit of a cushion. So I think all black men should be chasing money a little bit, just to alleviate the stress. There's nothing wrong with having. I think every black man should have at least, if possible, 6 months worth of income to live on in case shit happens. Where he's not worried about dealing with these white fuckers every day, laying your ass off, fucking with you and your jobs, which I've dealt with all that. Getting laid off and motherfuckers playing games in your face, talking crazy to you. So when you got a little bit of money, then kind of alleviates a little bit of that. And one more thing you said that kind of surprised me about money. I mean, even if you made $150,000 a year, that's really not a lot of money, because when you make $100,000 a year, what happens is that you drive a better car, you have more payments, wear nicer clothes, you have a nicer house, you drink better alcohol, and what happens is that you need more money. You need another $150,000. You need to make $150,000 a year, and then you make that, and then you need an even better car. You want a Tesla, you want this and that, and it never ends, man. You could be making $200,000 a year, and you still need more money at the end of the day. So for some people, it's never enough. That's all I wanted to say.
It's interesting you mentioned about how much a person need make more, because you said 100 and something ain't shit, and it goes to my main subject for tonight. You about to say something else? I'm about to go into that now. It was good for you to mention that. Anything else?
Well, sometimes I feel like sometimes you kind of try to make for brothers feel bad, or just black people in general for chasing money. You act like it's sort of a white man's deal. I mean, Asians are out here chasing money. People from the Middle East are chasing money. It's not. I mean, I bet they were chasing money 2,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago, they're out there trying to hustle up money. I mean, it isn't unique. I think the white man has it more to a degree. I mean, I think money means more to the white man than it does to the black man, because I can lose all my shit tomorrow, and I'm like, fuck it, in the end of the world. The white man, he'll blow his brains out. He loses his shit, He'll kill his wife, kill the whole fucking family. I think it means more to him than us. But I think all cultures have been chasing money. I mean, for eons. It's not particular to the white man, So I'm not going to put it all on his ass. I just think he's the worst offender of it. That's all he cares about is money. Only thing the white man cares about is money. He doesn't care a fuck about his woman. He doesn't care about nothing. Only thing that motherfucker cares about is money and having shit. Which I think the black man we care about. We care about pussy and shit like that. The white man cares about material goods, which is the difference between us and the white man. Because if you think about all the violence we have, most of our violence we have in the black community, it's all usually personal. It's relationships. I mean, disrespect. It's over pussy. It's over shit like that. Sometimes over drugs and money, but normally it's personal shit. Nigga looked at me wrong. Simply bumped into me. She said something to me. Boom, 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 boom. And, shots fired. That's the white man. His shit is money. He fights over money. Over, this white girl got ass. The white girl's starting to get more ass. Well, I'm starting to notice that. But, but I think, but you know what? The black man, you have to realize, man, I mean, the fucking white man is going through the same shit we've gone through. He had a period of this shit. The Vikings and the Scandinavians and the Germanic wars. They were in World War I, II. All these wars they had in Europe. The Japanese went through this shit with the samurais and shit. I mean, this is just a phase that we have to go through as a race, man. I mean, we're gonna have to get this out of our fucking system. It's nothing new. All races have gone through this shit. The white man went through it, and he realized he had a problem with this shit. That's why he had to create all these laws, to regulate himself, because he knew his ass was out of control. That's one thing we need to do as the black man. We need to start governing ourselves, because we're out of control in a lot of fucking ways. That's one thing we don't do well. We don't have self-discipline as a race. Until we get self-discipline, I mean, we aren't going to go nowhere as a race.
Okay. All right, Greg, I'm going to put you on the hold because I want to start my dissertation. All right? Okay, let me find my PDF that I typed up. So give me a second. And as I look for it, the call number for tonight's show is 712-770-4160. The access code is 915-411#. I repeat, 712-770-4160. Access code 915-411#. So, just call in. I'll see you in the queue. All right. Let me see if I found it. Yes, here it is. Oh, and thank you, MJ, for putting the number in. Okay. I titled this The New Classicism. This is something I wrote up myself. In the previous past, you hear of the term middle class, and the rest of the classes is divided into 3 subparts. These subparts are upper, middle, and lower class. Let's start at the lower class, which the lowest of all classes is the poor people, making less than $35K a year and even lower, most predominantly less than $20K. And when it comes to income and wealth. And the reason for this is with inflation from the cost of living, from housing, food. And $30K or lower is not enough money in America. From the 20th century, now that we are in now the first generation, 20 years of the 21st century. That I add in, mind you. And, let me pause here. And the reason why I say this is because, when I look at, the money in this country now, and things keep going up, cost of living, food, maybe if you don't have insurance, that goes up, or anything you do, the amount of jobs or the work you do now, that's what they consider, quote unquote, minimum wage, right? Well, I'm not sure what the minimum wage now in this country now is maybe like $10. I'm not sure if it's even lower than that still. Maybe certain states it might be $8 and not even above 10. And now what they're trying to do is push an increase of a $15 minimum wage. Certain states, I'm not sure if they approve on it yet. But nonetheless, when we look at the average right now for people that are what I call lower class, poor, 20 to around 30K ain't shit money in this economy today. I've seen it already. We all know some people that works that makes that much or less. I'm not sure if teachers that start off might make over 30K, maybe. But when we look at in its totality, that ain't shit money. So let me continue. And I'm not saying it's being mean, but when we talk about these classism that create, you're not going to sustain yourself in this economy with how it's going now, moving now forward in the now 20 years of the first 20 years of the 21st century next year. Next is the middle class, which is the class that's in the middle between poor and rich of the wealth gap that anchors from around 50, or I could say 60, as low as 40K a year in income. And the reason for the middle class, if I wrote that right, the reason that is the middle class is the medium. Let me type that. Got some. It's the medium of the two classes, poor and rich, financially above water and stable regards of paying the bills on time or having enough to put food on the table, or in the middle you find and able to save a little for any problem you might come across, from maintenance of vehicles, housing, and other necessities. And hold on. And the reason why I say this is because everybody knows that's where America is primarily. I'm not sure what the percent of Americans are in the middle class. If somebody in the chat room could look that up right now and check the percentage right now, how many Americans are in the middle class? Percentage-wise. If not, I'll Google it, which I'll do right now. I happen to look at the chat room, make sure, before I Google it myself. Yeah, I'll Google it. What is the percent of the middle class? Oh, here it is. All right. Right now, the middle class now makes up just over 50% of the total United States population, according to the recent report from Pew Research Center, which used 2016 data that compares to 61% in 1971. And there's something called American Qualify as Middle Class. And let me see if any other links. And there's a lot of links to this. But from what it said, it's roughly around 50% right now in America. So you're looking at half. Not greater than or less than, but right in between, which it makes sense why it's considered middle class, or the notion middle class. Okay. So roughly 50% people are in the middle for now. But let's say we get hit with economic crisis, like in 2018, where a lot of people, depending on their financial situation, lost their homes. And probably if they had anything retired, was pretty much almost cut in half. We only operate and function under the United States dollar of this country, last time I checked. And anytime the dollar loses value or is no longer good, you could jump from middle to poor if not careful. Some people that are rich might be all right, depending on how far rich they are, but still in deep crap if the United States economy goes to the tank and that dollar is very much worthless. The only thing you might be able to sustain yourself is maybe a few assets, or you're in institutions that where the actual money is being poured in for so-called comfort in regards to actual job security. Not these little corporate jobs, but actual job security. And we all know that the institution that's still been around when there was financial collapse in this country is police department, fire department, the medical, or what you call EMT, and military. Because you look at the average budget of the United States is roughly in military. So obviously, if the dollar or anything collapses, the military might survive, might sustain itself, and all these other instances might hold on until a research or a restructure of the economy, which we don't know when that's going to happen. So, like I said, middle class, 50%. So you're above water. You're in the middle for now, until maybe something happens drastically with the economy. That could change. And I'm going to give you all a little insight. What this system is trying to do now is they're trying to expunge anything in the middle, the medium. Either you're going to be in the top or on the bottom. which all sides in history is predicated on. There was no such thing as middle. Middle was something just new for the last 100 years. Hell, maybe close to 20 years. This thing about middle, on the middle plane thing, has not been around for centuries. It's just a new phenomenon that did not last over 300 years, much less over 200 years. So what the economy or the people that run society now, what they try to do, and how I'm saying this, that people might get afraid, and people should not be afraid. They should really understand it, because fear is what you don't know. Is that there was really not designed how this country or anywhere that's structured to be no middle ground. Because there's middle ground, that means you could have a say and control to the ones that's up top. Once you're in the lower ground or the poor, you have no say so. Matter of fact, you have no power at all. That means they can dictate and do everything to you what they want, because you're not in nowhere near their level. In regards to classism. Do you get me? Hope you understand this. So let me continue. The upper class makes, which is considered the top of all the other two classes when it comes to wealth. The upper class makes over roughly, and I just throw these numbers out here, to over 250K, to over 250K and greater to 500K. And sometimes it goes further to millions. So it goes from 250K, which you are labeled almost close to that 1% or 2%, or it could be 3%, then all the other incomes. And like what Gray said earlier, remember that's a yearly income. What Gray said earlier, 135K a year ain't shit money. And I totally agree. So a lot of people say that they make so-called six figures, that they make over 100K, like they're doing something. That ain't shit. That's something you can wipe your ass with toilet paper. Because you are like somewhere around the middle, especially if you're working. That means you are a few checks away if things screw up on your end. Could be in the poor class or, destitute overnight with that so-called 100K job. So keep that in mind, you good bastards. Let's continue. The reason for this is the top class is 2 to 1% of the population that makes over $250,000. Enough money that's over 20 or more, or I should say that is over 20, or actually is $250,000. Enough money that could buy and feed over 20 nations, I should say. And I'll say that. Hold on, let me type that. Swore. That's more. And that's more than. Net income of over 20 or more countries, or third world countries, I like to say, outside the United States. And the upper class has enough money to not only save, but to transfer wealth to their children. And this is true because usually when you make way more than the average, then you're up in the 3 to 2% or 1%, you're able to pass down and save money more and pass down wealth if you have children. Which, unlike the poor and sometimes middle class, and there are people that's middle class that do save for their children, hypothetically, dependent on the parent. But overall, most Americans, depending on their financial situation, they can't really save $10,000 in the bank. Most say that they're in some type of class. And the average American can't save. If you can't save over $10,000 in your bank account, that's a problem. So when they talk about this thing about we're middle and all stuff, if you can't even say that, then you're not considered up in that middle class. And that's a fact. Most Americans can't even save over 10 grand in the banks. And then some people say we're six figures or we're in the middle class. Nope. Because usually 10K is the rubric that anything happens, that money at 10K could suffice any problem. So let's continue. The upper class has enough money. All right, I said it already. All three brackets of classism is now a thing of the past. And a new set of class of the have and have-nots has been reemerged or is here. And the reason for this, not just a tax bracket given to the rich from 35% in previous decades to now it's dropped from 35 or 31 to 21% tax break, but how the working class is now able for wealth for themselves or to hold on wealth for themselves. Let me write that down. In the age of technology and automation. And with automation, the middle class, as we see it, will disappear, and the only thing that will exceed is poor and rich. Now, what I mean by automation, y'all been hearing about this in a lot of streams about this thing where technology is at a point now because we're now in the high midst of this digital age technology where a lot of people that do the regular small jobs is taken over by drones, robotics, and other forms of automation tools or devices out there to cut out regular human labor, to make machines do the work in a much more fast, efficient time than what humans can't do. We are in this stage, and we are seeing more of it, even now at this era we're seeing now. And you're going to see more going forward in 2020 era. Because the 2010 era is now concluded, and we're now approaching a new decade, where you see a lot of regular jobs that machinery and things like cyber computers and all that stuff that will take away a whole bunch of those jobs. Like right now, we're looking at almost 80% of the regular jobs that people work at going to be gone, and it's going to be taken over by other automated means. And a lot of black people or people in general know this, and especially our sisters that work these little jobs that a simple system could automate that and take your job overnight. And you must understand this, people. The real purpose of automation is to have things done at a much faster rate and keep the money to themselves without paying the laborers, per se. Remember, when things are automated, that means you're going to constantly give your money, if you're able to get it, and give to something that's automated rate, and they keep maybe a good portion of the money. If it's a major corporation, you know, with this great tax break, which is throwing out 21%, which some of them don't pay no taxes if they employ some amount of people, they keep all the money. And they're backed by policy. Ain't that something? You know, in certain business that was saved by the bankers and all through policy, you notice a lot of them that's not being backed by the government, that they eventually have to close shop. You ever notice that? Why? Because they are protected by institutions and, you know, things in government. Big government will look after major corporations and will not protect the little man. So if you have your own business, you're going to pay a lot of tax, a higher tax than them, because there are certain requirements you have to meet to get on that tax bracket. And a lot of these small mom and pop or small little entrepreneur jobs that people doing now for themselves, and they're racking maybe over $2K, it's not enough to get them over that great tax bracket where they have to pay pretty much no tax, depending on how high they structure their business, and they're racking in a certain amount of income and employing a certain surplus of people. So, yeah, that's what this automation will be doing, and it's going to continue to operate moving forward in the 21st century, in the 2020 era. All right, so let me see what else on this thing I wrote down. With automation, the middle class will disappear. Okay, I read that already. And now that we are in the technology age, or I call it digital age, or whatever you want to call it, the internet and other forms, including STEM, you are witnessing the restrictions of the classism system. And the new label for this classism, which I created, no one else, this class is labeled poor, upper, and elite class. Yeah, that elite class. The poor class is going to probably touch around over 40K and may greater to 90K a year in wealth, in the wealth bracket. The upper class is roughly going to make, which is not going to be the middle class, but it's going to be now upper class. It's going to probably make over 250K to potentially $1 million a year in the wealth bracket. And the elite class will range from 100 million to over $1 billion in wealth bracket. And some will even push over 50 million a year to 100 million. And I could have said around 20 million. But we all know 10, 20 million in this economy is something, but it's not really great. But let's say over 50 to 100 million. Now you're talking. And you know some people that actually are 100 millionaires and eventually are billionaires. Like you see a few black entertainers and athletes that are billionaires. Even from the Joe Smith, I think, that's worth $5 billion. He's a billionaire, like $5 billion. Michael Jordan, roughly touching almost $2 billion. Oprah, close to 1.5 or 1.6 billion. And I'm guessing up ahead because I really checked the network or how much they accumulate. And there's a few billionaires that's black, very small percentage. Oh, and Jay-Z, Beyonce, which they're a family combined, which Jay-Z is now considered, quote-unquote, a billionaire. He's up there now. But the point is this, with this country, if you're an ADOS person, you're not going to be substantially up in the upper class unless you got to be in those circles. And what I mean by circles, you got to be in those circles to really accumulate that amount of wealth. Not only the ADOS people, black people, but also non-black people to be in those brackets. And it's not because what you own or what you do, and which they do, they probably play a part in certain institutions. Their name might be valued or their names put on certain products that sometimes that's run by a third party, which is someone that's non-black, that probably build their wealth. But nonetheless, because they have accumulated their money for either entertainment or some form of institution technology, you know, as always, you see a very small handful of black people, men and women, that reach that upper elite class. And like I said, the elite class, I label it, you have to push around roughly 100 million to over $1 billion. So these are the new classifications for the wealth gap moving forward in the 21st century, in the technology age, or the age of technology, I should say. Let me write that down. So, hope you enjoyed my short, small dissertation of this new classism. I know I said a lot. Some of it y'all could absorb. Some of y'all might have your own opinions. You might disagree or agree. I don't pretty much care at this point. I gave you the rundown how I see things move forward, you know, and I create this. Some person's going to probably take this idea I create and going to probably put it in their own dissertation or book or stuff, and they're going to feel that they came with it. But, you know, they're going, you know how non-black people come up with this, and they steal things from black people, men and women particularly. So it comes with the territory, my people. Don't hate the play, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? You create it, somebody steals it. That's how the world works. There's no such thing as innovation in this day and age. Especially when it comes to actual work. And I'm going to say as personally, a lot of brothers are putting in work. You hear me? They put in some serious work. Same thing with our sisters, they put in work too. And these same fields, either in STEM or all this stuff. But they will not get the credit because obviously you know how a parasite works. They got to just suck your blood and take the credit while you do all the work. That's some serious pimping, I tell you. That's real pimping if you think about it. I don't like it. I know you don't like it, but it comes with the territory. That's how the game is played. You can hate the player, but you can't hate the game. What else I do want to say in closing remarks so I can start taking some calls? I will say this. For all those people that struggle in life, yeah, it's going to be struggle in the coming years, depending where you're at in your position. If you have a career, if you're working, right now most Americans are working, or you're starting your business. My advice to you, whatever you're doing, get at it and go as far as you can. And start investing in some actual tangibles. If you're not in any institutions of actual power, like I said earlier in this broadcast, and you have children, that's adults, push your children in those institutions now. Push them now. Don't let them wait until something happens in this country, either class. Throw them in those institutions now while they're in school. Or get your trade or something. Or going further, get something like silver and gold and store it somewhere. These things you'll need in the coming years. I have a feeling it's going to get rougher. You know? And I'm not saying what goes in the White House. I'm talking about just in America and the economy is going right now. It's going to get rougher. This ain't no spookism. It's better to be prepared than to wait for the great travesty. You should not be at this stage where it says, oh, my God, I didn't know. And then you see a serious devastation and you're caught in the cold. Now, I'm not talking about the fucking rapture because, you know, you these Bible thumpers. Some say, oh, we're going to experience the rapture, the end of the world. No, it's going to be end of something and the creation and the beginning of a new. You idiots. What goes down has to go up. What is destroyed is rebuilt. It's the way of life. This is a polarity. You can't have one without the other. That's how life goes. So now, I will open the lines. And let me give up the call number again. The call number is, give me a second. (712) 770-4160, access code 915-411#. I repeat, 712-770-4160, access code 915-411#. And no one has raised their hand, so let me look what's in the chat room. Now, ABC, if you have something to say, please join this chat room, please. Call up. I see Big J on here. Okay. Yeah, it looked like Big J don't like this. But Big J doesn't do shows on T.R.S. Interesting. Okay. I'll see Alcorn here. All these guys are watching some other stream, possibly. Let me check the board now. Who's this number? Oh, that's Greg. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the chat room. I think I said my part tonight. And like I said, I could end this stream anytime now. And I will not be open to open conference. Ooh, excuse me. So y'all better call up, man. Okay. All right. This is what I want to do. What's on y'all guys' mind in the chat room that y'all see that's current events that you want me to expound on? And it better be good. Looking at the chat room right now. Because I don't really keep up with a lot of foolishness with celebrities. I noticed that I think I heard a rumor that I guess Chris Brown was making some form of apology or something. His comments about he only screws with sisters with the straight hair. No, I'm not talking about that fuckery. That's not important. That's nigga shit about Disney. I have not watched that video since you mentioned ABC about this Disney fight nonsense. What's important of me talking about black men and black women fighting in a amusement park? How that's going to push forward? That's my question, ABC. Because have you talked about it? I heard about it. I have not still seen no actual footage of it. I'm not sure how this is going to move us forward because some women want to go back and forth fight, and some dudes that probably was in jail and probably came out want to start fighting, so they will put themselves back in jail again. I want to know what's the purpose of talking about that? That's some nigga shit. Who said I'm Jamaican? I'm not sure who said that. Yeah, but what else, ABC? No, it represents a dysfunction in society, ABC. Not black people. Black people are the byproducts of what this society has created and bred. Period. You forgot about that, brother. Black people didn't wake up one day and say, I want to wake up and fuck up a nigga. No, that's not how shit works. You have to be psychologically been trained fucked up from the start. And living in this structured Western culture we call America will make and break and make monsters out of people. It'll make the degenerate look like a saint. Let me check the board. Okay. If black people really want to progress, if we want to keep it real, they're going to have to start building institutions and control these institutions here in America. There's no other way to start progressing. And here's another thing I will say this. I know there was a debate between Mr. Kuhn and T.R.S. about is interracial coupling good for the race, all that stuff. It's just yesterday I'm hearing niggas talking about, say, if I can't control this black bee, I'm going to go to another race to be controlled. It shows that we have no backbone as men in society. Now, that if we have to keep it real 100, we don't. How the hell are women going to run us to anything else?
I don't know about that, Joshua. That backbone comment.
Oh, all right, I'll be in line. Hold on a second, Greg.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Small house, small hand. Okay. All right, what you want to say in regards to that?
Well, I just think.
And your audio, Greg.
I'm sorry, I'm in my car. I just think. Can you hear me now?
I think I hear you a little better. I hear ruffling, but.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm in my car. Look, I just think black men ought to. Everyone has a preference. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a black man wanting a woman maybe in shape, with a pleasant attitude, with personality. And if he's not getting that here in America, he should find it somewhere else. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think
now, you say about in shape, and nothing wrong with people being in shape. That is the biggest issue in America, not just our race people, but just America, because America is overweight, primarily. You know what I'm saying? This is the most overweight country outside, in this whole world, if you think about it. Outside America, a lot of people got these weight problems, like when you come here to America. You notice that, Greg?
Yeah, I do know.
Because
I travel the world.
You got to understand, in America, everything is processed. they control and contaminate the food here in America. That's why a lot of people blow up, like in size, weight. Men get big, our women get extra fucking big, if you know what I'm saying. You know, it's because of the diet of the food.
Yeah, but you know what? We don't have to accept that, Joshua. You don't have to accept that as a man. I don't have to accept an overweight woman. I'm not going to accept that.
Joshua? Who's Joshua?
I'm sorry. We don't have to accept that, man. We don't have to accept the fact.
On the other line? Because this is chaos here.
Man, I'm sorry. I thought you were Joshua. Look, we don't have to accept overweight. I'm not going to accept a woman that weighs over 140 pounds on top of me, man. I'm not going to accept that. I think black men should not accept to be with an overweight woman, a woman with a bunch of out-of-wedlock children, with a bad attitude and a weave. I think as black men, we don't have to accept that. We do not have to accept that. Sorry. I disagree with you, all right?
You know, MJ said that Greg has no morals and stands for nothing.
Well, I do stand for something. I'm saying, look, black men need to start having standards and things. There are standards. You start by having standards in women and the females that you fuck with. I don't fuck with anything overweight, 140 pounds. I don't fuck with weaves, bad attitudes. I don't fuck around with them. I don't even want to fuck them. I don't want to put my dick on them. I don't want to even talk to them.
Yeah, she said 140 pounds isn't overweight, jackass.
It is to me. It is to me. It is to me.
MJ, can you call up to rebuttal? Because you're the only female that could buy. And this is my thing with the weight thing, Greg, because I never really messed with a real big woman like that. I'm kind of fortunate. Not saying I won't entertain it, but this is my thing with the sisters. There's a reason why they remain and like to keep themselves out of shape, you know. But there's no excuse in the world we live in now, because now with overweight is leading to a lot of complications to a lot of people's health, especially men and women in this country. You can't be afforded to remain overweight as the generation of people get to a certain age. It will hurt you, you know. A lot of women that don't understand when they die prematurely, one of the factors is the weight, you know. Because you understand, things like that's passed down, you don't understand things are only passed down and accelerated by your lifestyle and your daily habits. If you eat in certain things that's conducive every day to your health, it will prolong and derail your life, limit your life over time. Because you know, Greg, I know you were born in the early 60s, and your parents were baby boomers. So the food and lifestyle they had back then was totally different now. I don't think even your side of the family was never big. Am I right, Greg? If you're still online? Let me check if you're still online. Hold on. Okay. 1 second, guys. Oh, shit. Greg dropped out. All right. Let me go back to the chat room. Once. You raised me from birth, then you sailing gratefully, no question asked. Okay. I think they are ramping up chaos as we approach these elections. 2/3 different shooting on both East and West Coast same day. Okay, something's up. Right, Breezy. He's comparing our bodies to European women. Okay. But real talk, our satisfaction is seeing them providing themselves and making them our families. But no doubt there comes a time where we go and need them to take care of us. Right, MJ? Yes, tripping. I'm thinking they're going to ramp up chaos. Okay. Well, we're not in the elections yet, but we're in the political season going on to 2020. I forecast that, you know, the other side is going to try their best to try to put somebody in the Democrat Party to be that nominee so they could run and compete against Mr. Trump in 2020. I have not found if any Democrat has proven worthy yet, but we'll know in less than, I would say, 2 more months at best. But really, truly, I don't really see a drastic change moving forward. I see that Mr. Trump is going to do 4 more years, like all presidents they've done on a total 2 terms, 4 years each. So it's 1992. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. I hear stories and rumors about him that there should be impeachment process and stuff. That's not going to happen because most of the time, once the bigger heads that run this and make the final say who's going to be president, they say, you're our man for the next 8 years. The only time when he has to step down is when they say, when someone tells him you're going to have to step down or something's going to happen. That's how I see it. But other than that, you're going to look at Mr. Trump for another 4 more years. And the way how they design it and scripting it right now is playing perfectly in his hand. Because think about it. The only thing that's really holding these so-called Democrats to have a so-called saying is the thing what they call the reparations thing. A lot of them are very silent about that. They're not willing to give black people shit. And they still won't. So now because of this, and people ask a question and they shooting it down, they're being shot down for being potential running for the presidency. So I'm going to go back to the chat room. And the call number again, hold on. Give me a second. All right, I'm going to go back to chat room. The call number is 712-770-4160. The access code is 915-411-pound. I repeat, 712-770-4160. The access code, 915-411-pound. Okay. I'm going back to the chat room. I'm thinking I'm going to ramp up. Okay. I understand ABC, but it's not a matter of you need to help or not. It's just passing or morals, or based on morals and principle. A few persons day to help moms and dads ain't setting you back. Yeah, that's true, Breezy, Jamrock, all right? Any other questions in the chat room, man? And it's funny, I talked about the Nicole Murphy earlier. I looked through some of her pictures on the internet, and I gotta say, she keeps herself in good shape for a 50-something-year-old woman. The other thing I did not condone and approve is women after you reach a certain age and you're still being very loose with your coochie and you busting wide open for other men. You're setting a name for yourself. And the funny thing with Mr. Farouk, that because these pictures are out, there might be damage control being initiated right now to save his little reputation and potentially might not let him lose his job as a producer in Hollywood because of his behavior and actions. But it goes back to, again, when I look at us as collective right now, because a lot of black people that's not in Hollywood like that, like they used to, because they're pushing a lot of black actors that's born and raised here, that's trained with actors and can't get acting jobs, but they give it to other blacks that's not in this country. It shows now that a lot of black people that's been in this, Hollywood for years or decades, they're going to have to start gathering their money and build their own. And it's going to be necessity moving forward in this 21st century. You cannot sit there and be unemployed in Hollywood. It's not going to cut it. And the reason why I'm saying it, because I'm seeing now that they push a lot of the regular good actors, not all, but the ones that's coming or that's been exist, not the ones that's been there for 30 years, but the ones that's been there for like 20 years, maybe over 10 years. They're getting pushed out and they're being replaced by non-AUS people. And some of these non-AUS people are very feisty to a lot of AUS people in America, black Americans. And the reason why that is because I tell you, listen good, a lot of people that come from this country that's black, they are selected. And trust me, it's not free that when they tell you this bullshit, they came here with hard work and they was able to get. No, they came here with some money. And on the average, to be a citizen at 5 foot, you're looking at $5,000 right off the bat. And not only that, they had to look for you, screen you out for a process like everything that's like a lottery. And eventually, if they know that you're going to be well suited for this country, they'll give you your papers and let you in this country. Because you never ask the question, why did they don't let some of the ones that want to connect with other black people in this country here? Simple. Because you're going to create a connection to other multiple black men and women that's not born here to do something and to connect and make some actual moves. And remember, this was put all in effect in the bill back in the Carter administration in the late 70s. Y'all follow? So I remember listening to one stream, and a dude was complaining about this. But I'm thinking, said, well, to complain one thing, but to not do nothing about it is another thing. Because at the end of the day, most of the people that works in Hollywood that's black, your employees just like any other job that's getting a salary. Maybe a good salary, not a great heavy salary. Because most of the actors that's in there going to make more money than you anyway. I know one actor that plays Spider-Man, that boy's making like $5 to $6 million a film. Well, the highest so-called actor during that time that's making those Marvel movies, he was only making like over $1 million, maybe $2 million. So you get in there, you're gonna still be misrepresented, and really undercut pay. So that's what they do with these foreign blacks. They let them play the same roles that an American-born person could play, and play them for a bargain, cheaper. Because how you know you gotta understand this. This is a game here at the end of the day. It's a big game because I always think, why is these actors that's coming in here to play roles that a real born American, that black American, ADOS, could play? Why you give it to them? Oh, because you're underpaying them. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, let me open the line. Who's this? Hello? Is that Sarge? Yeah. Sarge? Hello? All right. Yeah. They're undercutting them. Underpaid them, too. It's cheap labor at the end of it. Keep that in mind. That's why they do it. That's the only reason why they do it. Because if they were not really going to hire somebody that looks black like you, might not talk like you, have that experience, why would they sit there have them play your role? Because not only it's cheaper, but it's to let's keep it real. It's really cheaper to have somebody that's not from the country, that doesn't know anything about America, the history, and come to America and make a little money. You gotta understand, these foreign black people are not making no money. Just keeping it real. When people say that they're taking jobs and making money, they're making pennies off not the dollar, but they're not really making shit. And the reason why, because the amount of money they pay them, they take their money most likely 9/10 of the time and go back home to their native country and use to either buy land or buy a house or build a house. That's what they do with the money, basically. And I don't see what other purpose they have coming here just to get the little money and then stay. You got to understand, most of the time, 9/10 of the time, people that's not born in America, they'll take their resource and go somewhere else. It's that simple. Sarge, you there? All right. As you wait, give me a second, guys. This. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to go back to the chat room. I'm going to check my board in a second just to make sure everything's running. I'm probably going to. All right. Okay. So as I'm looking at the time, I think I'm almost approaching the. Let me open back this mic. All right, I'm approaching the timeline. So this is what I'm going to do. Since people are silent, I'm going to end tonight's broadcast. Let me see. This is July, the end of the last broadcast of July. I'm looking forward to next month. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the next stream. I'm still figuring it out. But like I said, for recap, for conclusion, is that those who are content creators, this month is ending and we're heading to August. So all y'all that have been using only the Google Hangouts to do your streams, you're going to have to find a different outlet to do your programs out. If you're doing short videos and you've not been doing it, then I advise you have to start do those now, because you're not going to be able to do the lengthy streams like you usually do, because YouTube is going in a different direction. And for those that go back to this broadcast, please donate to talkrealsolutions.com. Oh, and one other thing. Another thing, my broadcast and every other broadcast you can find on this show or on my stream, Chaos Reign, on YouTube. So look out. I will send any of my shows up to that channel soon. So if you missed this broadcast, you can go back to this YouTube or go to my stream. All my episodes will be moved simultaneously from here to the next stream. But other than that, thank you for watching. And until next time, to the next stream. Take care now.
Comment, subscribe, and like the video. And always check out Chaos Reign on YouTube and look for all episodes, previous and upcoming episodes. Until next time, take care.